Many of us have probably been told growing up that drinking milk would help us grow bigger, taller, and stronger. However, most of us don't really know how true this is. Time for some chemical myth busting to find out if what our parents told us is the truth or if they've been lying to us all this time. First, let's go into the history of milk. Humans did not start drinking milk right after domesticating animals. Originally, they only consumed yogurt and cheese. This is because these fermented milk products did not contain the complex sugar lactose, which most animals are only able to digest as infants. However, thanks to a genetic mutation that allowed humans to produce the lactase enzyme as adults and digest milk, this nutritious drink soon became a staple of people's diets all around the world. It soon reached a point where some government organizations even began to promote drinking milk, not just for health reasons, but also to stimulate an economy based on producing, processing, and selling dairy. A key example of this is the 90s Got Milk campaign, run by the California Fluid Milk Processor Advisory Board, designed to make sure more Americans than ever were drinking that sweet, sweet moo juice. But is there even a point to drinking milk? Many studies have been conducted to look into its benefits.
Before we get into the study, let's cover a few facts about the chemistry of milk. Milk contains 87.7% water, 4.9% lactose, a carbohydrate, 3.4% fat, 3.3% protein, and 0.7% minerals. Lactose is the fundamental sugar in dairy, and the digestion of lactose is composed of two parts. In the small intestine, the enzyme lactase breaks down lactose into two parts, glucose and galactose. Glucose is transported to where it's needed and is used directly by cells, while galactose is transported to the liver for further breakdown. In a series of catabolic reactions, these sugars are converted into adenosine triphosphate, or ATP, our body's fuel to power other cellular processes and help us get through each day.
On the correlation between milk and growth. So, does milk actually benefit the body in terms of growth? Let's look at a few studies and examine the truth. So, first, let's take a look at the studies that do show a positive correlation between the two. One study mentioned that each cup of non-dairy milk has an average height of 0.15 inches. The same study found that a difference in a 3-year-old drinking 3 cups of non-dairy milk and another 3-year-old drinking 3 cups of dairy milk each day was 1.5 centimeters, or about 0.59 inches. In addition, this study was only done for children 24 to 72 months, so the authors certainly acknowledged the limits of long-term information. So, where can we turn to look at long-term information on this? Well, we can examine some other studies. Another study found that girls who drank over 3 servings a day of milk grew 0.11 inches taller the following year than girls consuming less than 1 serving per day. This study additionally found that adult height was positively associated with milk consumption at ages 5 to 12 and 13 to 17, after controlling for sex, education, and ethnicity. Now, let's take a look at some studies that show a negative or absence of correlation. The study that we examined before showed that milk consumption had no effect on the height of 5 to 11 year ethnicity. However, this lack of correlation did not hold up in adulthood. In addition, an unusual study found that each additional glass of milk per day during teenage years was associated with a significant 9% higher risk of hip fracture in men.
There are many alternatives which we can consume to get the key nutrients that one would ordinarily get from drinking milk. Milk's main benefits are its high protein content, high calcium content, and high vitamin D levels. Here are other foods containing said things. In order to consume protein, you can eat things like beef, pork, poultry, and fish. Or if you want vegetarian options, you could consume quinoa, tofu, and soybeans, which all contain the essential amino acids that the human body needs. To consume calcium, people can have leafy greens like kale, bok choy, and even turnip greens. So that's right, kids, you heard it here, eat your vegetables. And want to get vitamin D, honestly, you should just go out into the sun more. It sounds like a myth, but actually staying in the sun does encourage your body to naturally produce more vitamin D. Or you can drink vitamin D fortified orange juice if you really just want to sit in your room all day.
Dear Dairy, sometimes I wonder, what's good about milk? Milk contains some wonderful nutrients. It's got calcium, vitamin A, vitamin B12, riboflavin, also known as vitamin B2, phosphorus, and potassium. Milk also contains all 9 amino acids required by humans. These are known as the essential amino acids, and they cannot be produced naturally by our bodies and must be gained through consumption. Milk also contains about 8 grams of protein per glass. Babies drinking cow's milk provides antibiotics against livestock diseases, such as anthrax and cryptosporidiosis. For children, milk contains insulin-like growth factor 1. This helps humans to grow taller.
From the facts provided and our previous polls conducted, we have concluded that this myth is confirmed. Milk provides the essential nutrients and vitamins that we need to survive. Additionally, as with everything, drinking milk is beneficial as long as it's in moderation. The extent of its benefits will need to be further studied through longitudinal research studies that control for other factors and is representative of the general population. Despite this room for additional research to be conducted, we can safely say that milk is vitamin A-OK. Thank you.